In this video, we're going over Scatter Signal, and we are comparing that up against Glacial Chasm. They both have Overflow with Controlled Burst, so we're going to be comparing those two, seeing which one's better, high impacts with Overflow and Controlled, or rapid fires with Overflow and Control. So here I'm doing the damage testing for Glacial Chasm, and we'll look at that as soon as this ends. And I'm also going to be comparing Scatter Signal and Glacial Chasm to the brand new Super Cluster with 4 times the charm and Surrounded, and we're going to see which one is going to be better to have in that slot. So if you're paying attention, I did miss a few shots there. So what we're looking at with missed shots is 1,068,000, and then I'm going to fix it, and we're looking at 1,136,000, which, if you look at the damage window, turns out to be 63,129 damage. So now we're going to be looking at Scatter Signal, and that's with Overflow and Control Burst. And yes, I could do Reservoir Burst on Glacial Chasm, but Scatter Signal doesn't have Reservoir Burst, so I don't want to compare apples and oranges. We're just comparing apples. I'm also going to be looking at the fact that Scatter Signal has a utility perk known as Slice. If you don't know what Slice does, using your class ability allows this weapon to sever targets. I'll be honest, my testing with Slice, it does seem to work a little weird on fusions. It's supposed to be a number of hits on targets, but it seems like one burst and it completely uses up the whole buff. But it is a nice utility perk, so I'm going to say if you're going against a champion, Slice Controlled Burst would definitely be the way to go, because you're going to debuff the enemy, you're going to be doing buff damage, faster charge time. It's going to be a lot better than Glacial Chasm regardless. So now we have the damage, and I did do the math for if I had Overflow and I didn't reload for 1.8 seconds, we would be looking at a DPS value of 65,945, which is going to outpace Glacial Chasm. Next up, let's talk about Super Cluster. So Super Cluster, I did the math, I don't have the footage unfortunately, is doing 78,000 DPS, and Scattered Signal is doing the 65,000, so 10,000 more on Super Cluster, but Scatter Signal has more forgiveness, as in you just have to hit the shots on the enemy. You don't have to get headshots to do that, so if you're not a good aimer, Scatter Signal, definitely the way to go. For PvE, you'll probably want Arrowhead, so it bounces less, Enhanced Battery for more ammo in your mag, Overflow, and Controlled Burst, Slice if you want the utility. Charge Time Masterwork. On to Crucible. I did watch Lego Flash's video, and it is nice that Under Over allows it to destroy Titans with overshields, but I'm not feeling it. I try to use this thing, and I feel like it just falls short. I'm not using it in the right ranges, I imagine, because I'm used to using adaptive fusions like Taking Force and Pressurized Precision. So I'm definitely not in the ranges, but I will say, if you have used this thing and you like the way that it feels in Crucible, I'll recommend the roles that I see working the best. So we have Encore Adagio. That's going to make it shoot slower, but you're also going to add range whenever you get a kill with Adagio. You're going to add 10 range. For every kill you get with Encore, you're going to give yourself an additional 5 range. So if you get just one kill, that's 15 range added on. And I'm going to say for your barrel and mag, you want to go Hammer Forged and Projection Fuse to go ahead and add on range. And if you get Encore ×1 and Adagio, you're looking at almost 60 range at 58 range. So that's a pretty good start. I'm definitely going to say you always want a Charge Time Masterwork, since it doesn't affect damage. That's PvE and PvP. And then if you're not really feeling that role, you can always go Perpetual Motion. Kickstart Perpetual Motion is going to give you stability just for running around and handling. And then Kickstart is for sliding and running around, so they kind of go hand in hand together. And if you want that neutral game role, I'm going to say Surplus and Under Over, which is the footage that you're seeing. And I really love Surplus, the handling and the reload speed and the stability that it gives is wonderful. And then Under Over is just to help you out in some of those fights. But yeah, I feel like I'm just not in the right ranges. I tried changing my barrel to have Arrowhead to see if I can land shots more consistently. It didn't seem to help. I tried running a range master instead of charge time, still wasn't enough range for me. So yeah, I just don't feel this thing in the Crucible. It's still good though, nonetheless. I definitely recommend you try out one of those roles, and let me know what you think, because just because I dislike it doesn't mean you will too. I really want to like this thing. I like the stat package, I like the perks, but I just can't really seem to pop off with it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.